judiciary is trying to do its part. So
You're listening to us right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Friday edition of the Glenn Lall Show right here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. To be exact, the Friday, July 23rd edition. This evening, among other things, Mr. Lall will speak about his 27 years journey to fearlessness and how he was able to speak his mind. So I'll hand you over to Mr. Lall. Encourage you to join us, share the live, comment, and of course, later on in our program, you'll be able to call us on 622-2222. That's WhatsApp or regular call, or you can call us on the landline numbers, which is 226-7453 and 226-7454. Mr. Lall, we're eager to hear, and I now hand things over to you this evening. Hello, happy Friday, good night.
Happy Friday to you, happy Friday to everybody. And Josh, can I do a 2-hour show per day? This information is so much, you know, an hour is so little of a time to get going, you know. I think we'll lose big time if we don't do 2-3 hours per day. But I don't know if the people of Guyana
can
have
they
the
digest
time
it
to listen, because it's so much, it's humongous what's going on in this land. It's 7:23.
Yes, it is.
Joshua, do you know every night we go to bed to sleep, we knows nothing what goes on during the time we sleep?
Say it again. You're right.
So basically, we are dead in the night. And when or if we are awake, we wake.
Correct.
We are born again. I have accepted that as a truth, and I have lived my life like that since. So Josh, whatever we do today is what matters most. One moment can change a day, one day can change your life, and one life can change the world. I also learned that from a spiritual leader. Like I said, it's Friday. It was and still a beautiful day. It's a night now. I looked out just now before I stepped into the radio, and I'm seeing a beautiful Friday evening. So let me just say namaste to all the listeners in Guyana and out of Guyana. Brothers and sisters, fellow citizens, I want to talk a little about myself and the things I went through sitting at the helm of the Kaieteur News, and the role this newspaper played over the last 27 years in this country. Since I started this radio program in September of last year, I have been focusing on some of the ills hurting our society, especially corruption, with our wealth, in particular our oil, gold, diamond, bauxite, and other minerals. Josh, Miss Harris, Mr. Bernard, you know, I cannot stop and I will not stop talking about our resources, because that's our future, our life, and our livelihoods. So, which one you want me to talk about first, Josh? You want me to talk about our wealth or my life?
Your life. Talk about your
God,
life.
let me go your life.
Life first. Life first. Definitely.
It seems as if decency and honesty is slowly vanishing from mankind's heart. Guys, doing the right thing in society today seems to be a terrible wrong. Everywhere you turn is corruption, evil and pure wicked people you encounter all over. When the PPP was in office up to 2015, I had reached a stage where I used to tell my staff, if we don't get a change in this land, I don't think I want to live anymore in Guyana. And honestly, I was thinking to go live anywhere else, even if I had to beg for citizenship in some country on earth, where the rule of law, where honesty and decency is respected. So I could have gotten my heart's desire, or fulfilled, if you want to put it that way. At that time, brothers and sisters, the wholesale skullduggery, scampishness, unfairness that was taking place in this country was very difficult to digest or live with. Many nights I would ask myself if this is the world our Creator wants. I wanted a change in 2015, guys, more than any Guyanese in this country. I wanted a change more than David Granger and Kemraj Ramjatan when they teamed up, because we had no other choice at that time, and a change did come about. My entire soul was at peace, and I was so happy that I played a role in bringing about that change. I was like at ease after I felt this burden on my shoulder came off. For about 2.5 weeks, Josh, I relaxed and allowed my staff to run the newspaper with little or no input. It was a shock and a surprise to the staff. It was so noticeable that the staff began talking my name. They were suing with each other. And what they were suing about, can you guess, Josh?
What happened to you?
I was told some of them were saying, yes, he helped to bring about a change. What next?
Yeah.
The Indian government is out and the African government is in. Is what direction you run the paper in now. That is what they were discussing. You know, there was a tension building up in the company so much that some of the staff told me that some of them were concerned, and that, boss, please hold a general meeting. The entire staff of Kaieteur News was at a meeting, that meeting they asked for. The advertising, the accounts, the press department, the sports, the layout artists, the editorial department, even the security guards were all in the meeting. They were all invited because they all were suing and spooing and talking. They were like kind of mixed up. Glenn Lall, 2.5 weeks, not interacting with this newspaper on a daily basis. What's happening? Guys, when that meeting was held, this is what I said to all of them. I began the meeting by telling them, every day we would have an editorial meeting in which we discuss and decide how and what we give in Guyana the next day in terms of news. I had to tell them that because every day it's only the editorial meeting that's meet. You understand, Josh?
Yeah.
So when you invite them, I had to tell them because they don't know. The news that Guyana will be giving them the next day is what we discussed.
Yeah.
And like the press department that works in the night, the advertising and all the rest of them that go home doesn't know what we do.
Correct.
So you have to tell them all these things. How the newspaper is being run. The newspaper is not being run by one individual, Glenn Lall alone, or Adam Harris. We discussed every day and we pool our thoughts, our brains and our heads together and we make our decisions, and that's how we do it collectively and bring out a newspaper when the day comes. That's what I said to them. I recall telling them how I was hearing what was being said in the company, and I told every one of them, hadn't we not have a change of government in this country, I would have left this land. I said to them all, what I was seeing daily in this country, it was taking a toll on my mental, emotional, and physical health. Guyana for me, at the time, was like the Wild West. There was no law and order. Everywhere you turn was corruption. It was so bad, Josh. I was beginning to see the bad overcoming the good. I could have never believed that a government would have sit back so quietly and not allow evil to take over righteousness. I could not. I asked my staff, when good people become the hunted rather than the hunters, it's time for people to take note. Yes. When auditors, investigators who were investigating corruption were charged and placed before the court instead of the criminals who committed acts of skullduggery and fraud, it was time for us to take note where Guyana was heading. When some of these guys, good people, who were exposing corruption and who were even talking about corruption, was being sent home, man, one really got to ask themselves where this country was heading. I remember telling the staff, and this is I never forget the story I told them. I told them we all come from different religious backgrounds, different culture and ethnicity. I told them all of us came up from different villages across this country, and we would have been to the masjids, to the temples, the churches and other prayer houses, and all of we were taught right from wrong, good from evil, honesty from dishonesty, righteousness from wickedness. And we know who is evil from who is good. And I asked them, I went on to explain to them that in every village where we grew up, Josh, the whole village does know who are the wicked ones, who is the bad man, who is the thief. Isn't that true?
Definitely.
That's how we grew up.
And the small villages.
Yeah, man. And they all said yes. So I asked them, if a village know that Glenn Lall is a thief, what you think would happen? The whole village would be looking at me. if and when they lose anything from the yards or if they get picked. Yeah. That news that spread like wildfire in the village, so that everybody just keep them eyes on Glenn Lall and his entire family. Isn't that so, man?
Yes.
Yeah. And when you see Glenn Lall, the thief, start mixing and liming with another villager, let's say name Adam Harris, what you have to do? You have to keep your eyes on two people now, Glenn Lall and Adam Harris. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Show me a friend that tell you
exactly.
you like a thief.
And when you notice Glenn and Adam start mixing and meddling with another set of people in the back street, then you got to open your eyes now to three houses, because you know what? Birds of a feather does do what?
Flock together.
Yes, that is flock together. But when you begin to see that group growing from 3 houses to 7 houses to 15 to 20 houses, man, you really got to begin to wonder where the village is going. Because the crooks are overriding the decent and honest people. And when that happens in a village, in a society, or in a country, guys, lawlessness, mayhem, robberies, and evil, you just name it, will overcome the good. I told my staff, that is where I see Guyana was heading under the PPP government, where evil was about to outnumber good in our country, and I couldn't take it. Hence I was exposing every skullduggery, every scampishness, every wicked deals they were doing, they were going on with in every sector, from the office of the president right down to the NDC's offices in every village across this country. I told the staff, when criminals can roam the streets in broad daylight, rob and gun down people, and you have a government and its police force who cannot enforce what they are sworn to do, it's fearful and frightening, and it's time to bail out from that place or that village. That is what was going on, guys. And most of you can attest to that. I told the staff, any one of you and the citizens of this country right across this country and around the world, because people were talking, people began to understand what was going on, you know, and they all understand where Guyana was heading. They looked at me and smiled as I was talking to them. I remember I used to tell them, things will change. They asked me when. I was telling them, I don't know. So, guys, when that 2015 change came about, I told the staff, let's just wait, hope, and see what changes they will bring about. And I went on to tell the staff, that is a fight I have been carrying from day one with these newspapers. And that is a fight I will continue with as long as I sit at the helm of this newspaper, to get back a country we once had, one of decency, transparency, and accountability. I told them this media house is not about Africans, Indians, Amerindians, or any dance, whatever race you're from. This is not about a PNC, a PPP, or a AFC party. The responsibility of media houses should be one thing: keep your leaders' feet to the fire. And guys, Josh,
Yes.
That's where Glenn Lall stands. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I said to them, Kaieteur News will not be moving away from that mantra. So I don't want to hear any susu anymore. And told them, if at any time you guys see the newspaper deviate from this, shout at me right away. Man, Miss Harris, I saw some smiles on their faces. I think right there I would have quelled all their fears and concerns. I told them I will continue to fight to make this world a better place in which I come and meet it. I don't know about you guys. And I told them that. And they were like, we are with you. The coalition came in, spent 5 years, and the Kaieteur News did exactly what they were doing under the PPP government. We exposed anything and everything that would have taken away a good life from the citizens of this country. Is there anyone out there who can dispute this? If you are, the telephone will be open to take your calls. So make your notes about your questions you want to answer me. I'll answer them at the end of the program. Let me tell you guys this. Under the PPP government, their supporters used to say Kaieteur News is a PNC paper. And under the PNC, under the PNC, some of their supporters, they were smiling when the PPP was causing Kaieteur News to be a PNC paper. Under the coalition government, some of their supporters were saying we is a PPP paper. Among many other things. Guys, I ended the meeting with my staff by telling them all, Kaieteur News has always called a spade, a shovel, a shovel. It can't and it should not be no different from that. No matter what stumbling block is put in our way, we will continue to be the Kaieteur News we are, fearlessly. That's what I said to them. Every day I get some kind of warning to be careful. You know, watch your back, and so on. People are concerned, and I do appreciate that. Guyana, yesterday I got a call from the United States from a gentleman who told me, Glenn, please be careful. And I also know plenty of you want to tell me the same thing. I know many of you pray for my safety. So I told the guy, I understand where he was coming from, and said to him, sir, if you only believe, have faith like I do, you will understand that my protection, our protection, is coming from the man above. And once you have that protection, you can have no fear. I told him, over the lifetime of this business, they bombed my printery, and it was up and running in 3 days' time. Was I fearful? Yes, I was. After that, they put 6 of my pressmen to lay in the press room and shot them one by one in their head. 5 died on the spot. 1 survived. Afraid? Was I fearful? Yes, I was. I recall when that incident happened, all the employees at Kaieteur News, at the head office here, pack up and ran away home. I came back to the office from the printery in Eccles and called them out and told them, this newspaper have to print. Never mind 6 pressmen has gone. Joshua, who gave me the strength to do that? I didn't know at the time. I just didn't know at the time. But all of them came back, and we were able to put out, to print the newspaper the next day. You hear that, Josh?
Yeah.
I remember putting the dead pressmen photographs on the front page of the newspaper. When the Caribbean media bodies called me the next day, the first question I remembered, they all asked me, Glenn Lall, how did you print today's newspaper? And I told them, I don't know. I can't answer that question. But yes, the paper was printed. I remember after that incident, the next year, gunmen came to the head office here looking for Glenn. They put all the employees to lay down flat on the floor and robbed them and left. They told Adam Harris, the editor-in-chief, to empty his pocket and turn over. And when he started taking off his belt, them tell him, no Adam, we ain't come here for that. It's Glenn we looking for. I gotta share this with you guys, I gotta give you guys a laugh, all right? Serious things, you gotta sometimes laugh about it. And I can laugh about it now. Because the fear in me, I don't know where it has gone. So I gotta make a little laugh story. Adam, don't feel any way, brother. During that spate of time, I was 15 minutes away when that was going on in my building. I didn't lose any workers during that incident. Because I guess when they heard the gunmen saying, where is the boss? I think they realized no one wanted to hurt or kill them. Was I afraid, Josh? Yes, I was. When they threw a grenade at my vehicle, I was sitting 20 feet away, playing dominoes at the wake we were keeping for a colleague, the late Dale Andrews. God bless his soul. He had died a few days earlier. Was I afraid? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. An embassy official came to me just after that incident and told me to leave Guyana. I asked him why I should leave Guyana. And he actually said, Glenn, read through the lines. We know a lot more what goes on in this country than you people. I took his advice, told my staff, and I went to New York. Joshua, Bernard, Miss Harris, After 3 weeks in New York, I found myself standing on Liberty Avenue alone, just gazing and thinking. And a man walked by, stopped, and said, "Sir, are you crying?" I wiped my eyes, and indeed, tears were coming from my eyes. I went home, packed my suitcase, and jumped on the flight back to Guyana that same night. 2 days after, brothers and sisters, the said diplomat heard that I was back, came back to the Kaieteur News office and said, "Glenn, why did you come back?" I told him I can't live like this. I can't live in fear. And I told him how I was crying on the streets in New York. So he said, "Glenn, if you don't want to stay in New York, then go to one of the Caribbean islands and cool out a little." He said it was for my own protection and safety. So I went to Suriname for the very, very first time. Spent 6 days in Paramaribo, came down to Kaieteur, spent a night in Kaieteur, and my family said, "Please don't come home yet." Everybody saying, "Glenn, don't come home. Don't come back to Guyana." I remember going back to Paramaribo, spent 3 more days, and then came right back home. I had reached a point in which I said to myself, if I have to leave this world, I have to. And from then on, I began placing not only my trust, but my life in the man above. Just after that, listen this one, Josh.
Yeah.
Just after that, I was invited by the head of one of the embassies in this country for a 7 o'clock dinner at his home. I turned up 6:30. You know, you go in there, you gotta go a little early. I jumped out my vehicle and walked up to the gate of the residence. There was the diplomat with the security at the gate asking me, "Glenn, where is your driver?" I smiled. I said, "I don't have." He said, "Where is your security?" I said, "Man, I don't have." And he was like, "Wow. Wow." He's like, "Okay, come in. Have a seat. I'm waiting on a few more guests." It was 4 other embassy heads attending the dinner. Because I was there first, he wanted to talk to me, but he said, "Glenn, hold a little. I'm going to say what I have to say in front of all the guests." You know, when the guests came, he told the guests, he said, "Guys, do you know that Glenn Lall came here without a driver and a security?" They all looked surprised. We had our dinner, quick drink, chat, and the next day, I employed security. Guys, did security eliminate my fears? No, it didn't. Did it bring joy, peace, relaxation, or comfort? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. I want to tell you guys, however, that over the years, the fear in me began to slowly evaporate. I told my staff many times that I am a blessed human being. I said to them recently, fear has disappeared from within my body. And I know it's the man above that has removed it so I can do and say the things he wants me to say and do without any fear.
Yep.
Let me say this. If this can happen to Glenn Lall, then it can happen to every one of you. You hear me, guys? Josh?
Yeah.
Good. Once you hear me. You know, ever since that complete fairness has come out of me, I feel more healthy, more peaceful, and everything you can think about. You know, like I walk, I smile, I laugh, and like nothing bothers me anymore. You know, I have had many challenges. I had to wrestle with and overcome. I wanted to talk a while back on this story, but my lawyers kept holding me back, keep telling me not to aggravate situations. Remember, Josh, a few weeks back, I told you guys I already lost 6 out of 19 lawsuits brought against Kaieteur News by Winston Brasington.
Yeah.
2 judges together granted 34-point-something million judgment against the company for defaming him. We said things about him in which we couldn't prove. Wow. My lawyers did not file an appeal. I told you guys this before.
Yeah.
So I have to pay that sum. I have no problem with that. If the court orders us to pay, then so be it. Honestly, I am so busy, Josh, every day. You know it.
Of course.
That I would depend on the lawyers to take care of this type of business. The next thing I am seeing, without being served a notice, is a letter from our bank stating that the few millions we had in the business account was taken out and handed to Winston Brasington through a garnishment letter issued by the court a few months ago.
I think you need a new lie then.
It caught us off guard.
Correct.
What that means, Josh, every deposit we make in the account, the bank takes it out until the entire amount is paid off.
Yeah.
In this hard guava season, guys, the economy is barely footing the bills at Kaieteur News. So it means if we keep depositing cash, they will take it all. So I have decided through my lawyer to let's get back to the court and let's tell the judge that here, guy, we are not running away from paying the judgment, but allow us to pay in parts so that the company can stay alive. And I don't have to send home the employees and close the newspaper. Guyana, I am still waiting on a court date to get this hearing going. One of my staff asked me how I am okay with this. I laughed and said to her, I'm at peace with myself. So much so that whatever comes my way, the Creator gives me the attitude to smile and laugh it off. I told her, I always believe and will live with one principle in life. If you are wrong to someone, if you offend or defame a person, you should apologize and also be penalized if so be the case. And she smiled, she looked at me, shook her head, and leave my office. You know, Josh,
Yeah.
I've had many uproar with Adam Harris, my former editor-in-chief. For some reason, this man finds it difficult to apologize or say sorry to people the paper offends. But not me. Not me. I love to say sorry if and when I am convinced that I am wrong. However, Josh,
Yes.
however, when I know in my heart I am not wrong, I will stand by it and I will go to my grave not apologizing and suffer the consequences. Am I worried? Am I fearful? No, I am not worried, I am not fearful. I will get my reward.
Correct.
You know where? Thank you. I'll get my reward from the man above. I have told you guys, fear within me has disappeared. So I don't have to run anywhere now or run away like how I was thinking to run away 6-7 years ago. Let me ask you guys this. Can any one of our leaders out there say the same thing? They are not fearful? What you think? Every one of them is fearful. Fearlessness comes from your trust and faith in that man above. Josh, you can find out if any one of them have that. You know, when I look at some of our leaders' face, I see how fearful they are. When I listen to them, I can hear it in their voice, how much fear they have in them. I smell the lies. I hear the deceit. I know the wicked thoughts when it's coming out from within them. There is no way you can hide evil. I don't care how good of a con man you is. Evil and wickedness does show all over your body. It's like a fire. Try hiding the smoke, Josh. Can you do that? No. When you can't see the smoke, it means you are blind. And even if you are blind, Josh, you smell the smoke. It's the same thing with lies, deceit and corruption. You can hear it in the voices. Even if you are blind, you can pick it up. I am blessed to have been given this vision to suss out corrupt people from time to time. When I see them, when I hear them, you know, Josh, over my lifetime, I have rarely been wrong in my judgment of people. Thank you, Creator, for that wisdom you have blessed me with. That's just a little part of my story, brothers and sisters. My experience and my journey through life to date. Those are just some of the things that help to shape and mold me as to who I am today, a fearless man. Guys, you know, I didn't want to say anything tonight about our wealth, our natural resources, but it's always on my mind. There's a beautiful song, "You're always on my mind." You know the song, Josh? Yeah, man. Yes, our resources are always on my mind, not that song. And I can't wait till Monday night to share this piece of information for you to go to bed and spend the weekend with. I just want you to forget about my story and listen what I got to tell you. I want to repeat. This gas to shore project is a scam. It is not just dangerous for Guyana. It is extremely dangerous for Guyana. The secrecy and the way they're going about this project, please, I beg you, listen to me carefully. It's the largest single project ever in the history that Guyana is going after, that the leaders want to throw onto this country. It's a similar project Trinidad is going about with right now, and they are having huge headache with it, so much that they are trying to reel out, get out of it right now. They got their own gas project, and we now learning is a Ponzi scheme the oil players pull on the people of Trinidad and Tobago. That's what they are trying to reel out from now. I will give you guys more details on that project in the coming days or by next week. These type of projects, brothers and sisters, these gas projects has landed the people of Ghana and several other countries in severe debt, starvation, and extreme poverty. All these countries that has found themselves in problems with these projects has one thing in common. Just one thing in common. They were all done in secret rooms, backdoor deals, away from the citizens of their countries. Does that sound familiar to Guyana?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
That's the way they operate.
The government wants the public to participate. But participate in what? Not the main aspect of the project. The money part. That part is being negotiated behind closed doors and in secret. Guyana, that part is being negotiated behind closed doors and in secret. Let me explain. Let me make this thing simple for you guys. They put the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, and the ExxonMobil to travel around the country to ask the people what they think about the environmental and technical aspects of this project, with the aim to show that we are involved. Meaning, they're seeking our input on how we think this project can affect us and the environment. As for the technical part, ExxonMobil has been speaking on how them gonna run the pipeline and the 1 and 2 ins and out, the connections, the little disruptions, and so on that we will face. But like I said just now, what they are not telling us is the most important part, the financial part, the money part of this project, whether it will work for our benefit to give us a better future, or whether it will leave us in debt, poverty, and starvation with increased crime rates. They are not telling us that. When these questions were asked at the forum, I was there 2-3 times at 2-3 places When I ask these questions and several other people ask these questions, the EPA people would jump up and say, that's not what we are here for. We are here dealing with the environmental aspect and what impact this project will have on the country and its people. When ExxonMobil, on the other hand, are asked those same questions, the money questions, they were very quick to say, they are here only to assist the government on the technical aspect of this project. Meaning, they are here to tell us where the pipeline will run, how it will run, what can and may not happen, the disruption it will cause for some of our lives, where it will land, how it will land. You're going to fly over roads, you're going to fly through trenches, you're going to throw out people some of their back roads and stuff like that. And how the pipeline is going to run through graveyard and churchyard and stuff like that. When you ask them if this project will make or break Guyana financially, them say, ask your government. They are not in that part. As a matter of fact, they don't even care if Guyana win or draw. Them have to get paid for their pipeline and their gas, one way or the other. And also they have to get paid to run the gas plant. All this going on, brothers and sisters, while our government, President Ali, Vice President Jagdeo, Winston Brassington, Bobby Gosai, Opposition Leader Harmon, Mr. Granger, Patterson, Mr. Ramjatan, Trotman, and everybody continue to be silent over the money aspect. The main aspect will land all them countries in problem today. All you hear is that your light bill going cut in half. But to this day, they cannot produce figures, the business plan, a proper feasibility study done by independent and capable, trustworthy experts to back up anything to show us how this country will benefit. Fellow citizens, please, I am being very clear. I want you guys to take warning. This gas to show project is not a project none of you guys should trust or sleep on. Like I have said many times before, projects like these leave countries worse off than they were before. And the evidence is there all over. Just Google it. Google gas to show projects and what it has done to many, many, many countries around this world. Look at the bills upon bills that is already coming in and what we got to show for it. We gave billions. We give billions and we collected millions. We are collecting billions in bills while we still collecting in the millions. The millions that we collecting, brothers and sisters, let me repeat it again, will not be able to fix the roads that the oil people destroying. So what do you guys think would happen if this project go ahead? You will be seeing what you are seeing right now. Bills, bills, and more bills. Debts, debts, and more debts. And I am challenging all of them, including ExxonMobil, to prove me wrong on this, what I've just said to all of you. This thing is all about a Ponzi scheme with the oil players and the political leaders of this country. May God bless all of you, and thank you so much for listening. The phone lines are open.
All right. The telephone number for you to call us this evening is 226-7453 and 226-7454. You can also call us on WhatsApp on 622-2222. Let me remind you, when you're calling this evening, ladies and gentlemen, to lower the volume of your radio or whichever device you may be listening to us from this evening. 226-7453 and 226-7454. You can
Josh?
Yes. Go ahead.
Today
Uh-huh.
is ours.
Yeah?
Let's live it.
Indeed. We have a caller on the line. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Namaste.
Namaste to you.
I listen to brother Glenn Lall here, and every word that he said, it is a biblical fact. You know, thousand years ago, the citizens in the country is not happy. The king not be happy. That is right. But king turn around now. The king not happy and got Abby upon his head, and their man's pocket are full every day. They not keep on nobody. But I keep them money just now for the what? For buy cotton and calf both when and they will pay the pan the pastor made people to them repair around. Thank you.
Joshua was telling you.
Yeah.
Today is ours. Let's live it.
Indeed.
Love is strong. Let's give it. A song can help. Let's sing it. Peace is dear. Let's bring it. The past is gone. Don't regret it. Our work is here. Let's do it. Our world is wrong. Let's right it. The battle is hard. Let's fight it. The road is rough. Let's clear it. The future is vast. Don't fear it. Is fate asleep? Let's wake it. Because today is ours. Let's take it.
I love that. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night. I turn around. Namaste everybody. I turn around with the transfer spoken. I got captain for both. We talk about something and I'm talking about the truck is not captain both. But I can't see right now, I didn't look to security guard. But I got community and talk to you. I don't want to talk and say, but you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, 226-7453, 226-7454. The WhatsApp number is 622-2222. It's quite easy, 6 in all the twos. If you can't call us, feel free to text us your question or any concern you may have as it relates to the
You could text
Glenn
your
Lall
questions.
Show. Yes, you can do that as well. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. Hello?
Hello?
Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
If you can.
Let me remind you, when you're calling us this evening, to lower the volume of your radio or your television or whichever device you're listening to us from at this time. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good night.
Good night to you, sir.
Let Mr. Glenn Lall, let the whole panel, the whole Guyana, the whole people all over the world. Sir,
Yes.
I have to phone for that, but no, what I have to tell you, listen, I have to tell you. I have to tell you that the university and the universities, the people go there to get their qualification to do trade robbery in the country. That qualification gives them the power to exploit, rob. These are the points then that you got to attack them. Here is where the problem is with these trade robbers, which I told you last night. Now, how you going to do that? Everybody's trying to pretend them pick their UG for get rich.
I'm
The
listening.
robbery, sir, you got to understand what's going on. pirate country, buddy. Everybody
So let me ask you. So let me ask you. There's no law and order. There's no decency in life.
Glenn, you talk about some other planet or something, Robert. It's a wilderness outlaw.
With your attitude and mentality, my brother, you're not helping. You're not helping people.
To you see, that's the truth in the country. Look at the judiciary. You just talk about the judiciary. Look at the Caribbean Court of Justice.
There is nothing. Wait, man. Go slowly. If you want to have a dialogue or a discussion, let's go slowly. I haven't seen anything wrong with our judiciary.
You have seen judiciary?
Wait. Hold for me, man. Hold for me. Judicial officers or the judges are people just like me and you. We will never see eye to eye. We all make decisions differently. You will see something and describe it different and deal with it differently from the way I would. And we are two human beings. We are here as humans to help each other, my friend. We all make mistakes, my friend.
Judiciary is there to help, but they now dictate.
No,
Mr. General,
no, sir.
I have been told by senior foreign diplomats that in Guyana there is no justification for criminal violence in a democratic society. Just as well there is no justification for political violence.
My friend, like I just told you, we are all different. We are all unique. We are all special.
I'm trying to show you that I am different from you too. You might not, you are not accepting the truth. You're not accepting the truth. Look at Caribbean Court of Justice.
I haven't seen anything wrong with that.
With that dual citizenship and validate it. And look how they left this country now.
Yeah, but my friend, I just want to tell you what is happening with our resources. Could we stick with that so that we can fight together?
There's just one part of this robbery.
Well, that's all I want. I want the money. Money right now is the most important thing in life. Without money, you can't eat, my friend.
Yeah, but you don't got the ability. You don't have the ability to turn this thing around.
My friend. My friend. Just relax. Calm down. You look like you're ready for a fight or you're on a tantrum. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. Just listen to me, man. Just listen, man. Just listen, man. You want to
how long and you don't want to listen to me, buddy. May bring points to you.
You want a dialogue or you don't want a dialogue?
The white man got both black so from junkyard.
Yes.
The guy you lost him?
Yeah, we lost him there.
You know, man, if you're calling, you have to allow me to speak. You know, you just can't come with a tantrum like that. We want to talk. You know?
Yes.
And almost everything he's saying, he understands what goes on, but he's negative.
So we need to stop negativity.
Negativity doesn't get you anywhere.
We need to think positive. I have a message that says, "Good night, everyone. Mr. Lall, I appreciate all that you're saying, but a mass demonstration must be organized to stop the government from going ahead with this project. Get all the fishermen and their crewmen involved because their lives will be very much affected. Hydropower is the way to go."
The fishermen' lives already destroyed. There's nothing we can do about that. So that messenger has to understand that all over the world where you have oil operations, the marine life will dissipate.
Yes, but they need a
Wiped out.
They need a fish
Right?
oil for
And countries, what other countries did with their oil contracts, they cater for this type of action. So what they do, they set aside money to take care of the 5,000, 10,000 or 20,000 fishermen and their families.
Yeah.
But our contract, I'm going to speak a little on it Monday, and you guys have to listen to me Monday, because it's not, when I began to tell you what some of the things in the contract, you would want to ask me, Glenn Lall, who signed the contract. And when that gentleman going to hear what I have to say, he would begin to rant and rage again.
Even
but
more.
my friend, we have to stay side by side and try to get it changed.
Correct. Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello?
Go ahead, we're listening to you.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
I am listening to your program, but sometimes I just feel that I should stop listening to this program.
Go
For a
ahead.
bad reason, but for a good reason. Because when I listen to this program, I can't sleep. I can't sleep for the rest of the night. Because when I hear what is happening to Guyana because of bad deals, I'm really, really surprised. But you know what? This is happening from the time I can recall. Because watch me. When they had the project at the Sugar Estate in Skeldon, the Guyana government, people come and rob them, and the project millions of US dollars. Look at the Amalia Falls project that they give to Flip Motilal. And about 15 million US gone down the drain just to make a road and the man left to Olayan and Guyana.
42 million.
Yes. And then look at the hospital, the specialty hospital. A contractor from India robbed them almost $1 billion Guyana.
Yes, 4 point something.
And all that you're hearing blame that the opposition then, that would have been happening with AFC, they didn't support the government then so that you can get the hospital and the Amalia Falls project. The Essequibo Road had about 4 contractors. Parna Panima, Donzinak, Technodomi, and Dipkan. The point I'm making, every contract that the government put hands on, it's a corrupted deal from that I can remember. So this Exxon Mobil deal with the Guyana government is no surprise to me. It's no surprise. I was listening to the president when he gave the Eid al-Adha message 2 days ago. And he was saying, I'm making this point because he was saying that not the blood or the meat that will be pleasing to Allah, but by honesty and sincerity and truthfulness and all the qualities that mankind should have. I am wondering to know that if he is a Muslim and people is listening to his words, what really honesty and truthfulness means to these people.
Hold a second, man. Hold a second. You said you're not surprised at the oil deal because you have lived through these and see these type of corruption. Man, I agree with you. Corruption has been from day one, and corrupt deals have been from day one. But I am surprised. You know why I'm surprised? I'm surprised because yesteryear, then those politicians used to take a little and leave a little for us to benefit. Now all these guys think about is themselves, their pocket, and their family, man. That is what bothers me.
My brother, there is something in greed. There is enough for man's need in this world, but not the greed.
I do.
There are people that are so poor that they are hungry for wealth. They are hungry for wealth. Right? And I tell you this. You know, there is an old saying that if you invite the president for dinner, you don't have to invite the guards, you know. You don't have to invite the security, you know. If you invite the president for dinner, you do not have to invite the security. They'll get the invitation automatically, right? The point I'm making, that if you vote for these two parties, the PPP and the PNC, or AFC, you are voting for corruption. We had this for 50, 60 years. And I don't know why the Guyanese people are still voting for these two political parties, right? Because you vote for them and this is the result. These people will never change.
But you don't have any other choice.
My boy, no, you have. you have. But you see, we don't really vote in Guyana only for race. We vote for loyalty. We are so loyal to these two political parties that why the Guyanese people can't understand. And here, I don't have a problem. If you vote for party, it's like choosing a wife. But if your wife is cooking with too much of pepper because you love her, you will eat the pepper and die?
Yes.
If you vote for a political party, whichever you choose, and they are doing wrong things, you should refuse them and go get them, protest them, and get them out. You understand?
Yep.
But this is the problem in Guyana. It's not you and me. It's not you and me. Right? They pile the minds of the Guyanese people in this way that we feel
You dear caller?
before anything else. And how long the Guyanese people not start see the inside of man and stop look at the outside, this country will never, ever, ever change. Right? We have to stop, look at the color of your skin and the texture of your hair.
Exactly.
You understand? My
Exactly.
brother, I came from one of the strongest PPP backgrounds you can think of. Jagan used to come to our house. And since the death of Jagan, I never ever would vote back for the PPP. Because I believe in certain things. And I can't take this hand that Almighty God give me and support wrong thing knowingly. And you know what is surprising? That there is religious leaders in the PPP who is representing the Hindu community, the Muslim community, and the Christian community.
Well, they're religious leaders in both parties.
Man, you will both parties, but let me talk about the ruling one.
Yeah.
I am looking at this Agil.
Yes, Edgil is a bishop.
Hello? We seem to lose that call. We take another. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Hi.
Good. How are you?
This is Joshua.
Yes, and you're on the Glenn Lall Show?
Oh, and I've been asking since when they play a song for me.
What did you say?
I'm not hearing you, caller.
You want me to call you and you play a song for me? Because of song?
Oh, well, you requested a song, but we're not dealing with that tonight.
No, well, I come to the point just now. Just to remind you for tomorrow. Just remind you for tomorrow.
No problem.
Now, this just the show business, our business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go to the contract first, right? The contract. There is the problem with the contract. The contract signed that, some clause be inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some clause be inside the contract. I mean,
Hello? Hello? Oh, we seem to lost that call.
You gotta check the lines if the lines got issues.
Maybe they're sabotaging our lines now?
No, but you
Yeah,
gotta
I'm
check.
just kidding. 226-7453 and 226-7454. Those are the numbers you can call us on this evening. You have a question? Go right ahead. The floor is yours.
Do you think, which one is it?
Go ahead.
Do you think if we had like a legitimate party, like a party that was coming and they had a different approach to politics and governance, do you think that the Guyanese people could be convinced to vote for this new party?
That's a tough question. Voting aspects of life, I don't really look at that too much. Good leaders, I don't know, man. We have to get good leaders in political parties, and you got to start at the top. You know, if it's rotten at the top,
Yeah.
you know, it sends a bad smell right
Yeah.
down the chain of
The
command.
entire thing stinks.
Yeah, and both the APNU, AFC, and the PPP has failed this country. You know, I can only hope each day that passes that our Creator just instill in them, inspire some change within their hearts,
Yeah.
so they can bring about the change. And I know that they have good people in both parties. I've been talking to some of them, in and out, and these guys know, but you know, like I said, when something stinks at the top,
Glenn, you know, there's a great saying came out after Nazi Germany, what happened there. And the saying goes like this: all that is required for evil to triumph is not for a lot of evil people, but for good people to stay silent.
Yes.
That is all that's required.
It's true.
All that is required for all the evil that Hitler did in Germany, killed how many millions of people, gassed them, killed them, all the evil. You know why? Their neighbors saw them taking away the Jews and they said nothing.
Nothing.
Right? So all that is required for evil to triumph is not for there to be lots of evil people, but for all the good people to stay silent, to stay quiet. When they see evil and no evil is being done, but they do nothing, because you know why? If you don't care for your fellow citizens, you don't care for yourself, you only care for your family, selfishness, you only care for you and your family. But like there's the Catholic priest in Germany, Niemoller, he said, when they came for the Jews, I didn't do it because I'm not a Jew. They came for the communists, I'm not a communist, so I said nothing. When they came for the anarchists, what everybody came for,
Wasn't them.
when they finally came for me, there's nobody to stand but say a word for me.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. But slowly, like I say on many occasions, that people have to be educated.
Yes.
If they're not educated, Bernard, they will continue to have that mentality in which all they see is their leaders, their political people, and that's what it is, their party. You know, unless you educate them and tell them, brother, your party officials not working in the best interests of your pockets. You know, Monday night, I'll be speaking on the contract and what it means for our pockets, what we are losing from our pockets. And I believe until people understand what they're losing every day, you know, it would not hit home.
But like
But now, you know, you still have people who have hopes, who are living in dreams that, you know, hey, next year gonna be better. Next year gonna be better. But you know that I heard President Jagdeo talk that once. You know, well, when we get more, we can get. I'm here. Everybody's silent on that. They can't bring that crap to Guyanese anymore. You know, I've thrown this thing out so clear in so many ways and so long that people beginning to see through them. So whenever they come out now, they really got to come clean and clear to the nation. And like I've said many times, anytime they step out of line and talk and wrong talk, I will pick them up and expose them to the nation.
Well, the leaders in Africa got away with it because they did it in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, before technology and the modern, before the internet could expose everything. And you know, the mind-boggling thing is, these people think they're going to get with it. They cannot get with it now. Look at ExxonMobil. Look what's happening to ExxonMobil. Greenpeace and all the environmental group, they're exposing everything. ExxonMobil is being sued by the Attorney General of New York State, by the Attorney General of Massachusetts, right, of New Jersey, all those other states where ExxonMobil operates, they're being sued. Look recently in Louisiana, the old pipelines, the old thing, they sold it away. But they're still responsible because they made all the big profits out of it. Right? They are responsible for fixing it. Right?
Tomorrow we are carrying a story in which ExxonMobil was ordered to pay Puerto Rico $25 million. A judge ordered $25 million to be paid to Puerto Rico for a little spill of chemicals. They have a chemical tank that had a leakage, and it spreads on the island. And the court ordered $25 million to be paid. And so the point is, if ExxonMobil can do that to their own people, because Puerto Rico is part of the United
States. Exactly.
Right? And if they can do it to their own people, what do you think they'll do to us? And that court case has been on for 10 years.
Yep.
So when we discussed the story this afternoon, I was like, oh my. I even asked the reporter, you really understand the story you're writing? Because if that should ever happen to Guyana, with our time life of our oil. In 20, 25, 30 years, the oil finish. Let's say in the 15th year, you get an oil spill, and you take them to court, right? The oil will finish in 10 years. The case will not finish, right? So they pack up the bag and they're gone. Then, when the court rule, who's going to pay who? Who is here to pay who?
Yep.
It's in Nigeria.
And they have done that in Nigeria, where the court ordered them to pay and they walk away and never even look back at Nigeria. So I had to like smile when I saw that happen today. So I just highlight it tomorrow so that you raise it so I can talk a little on it here, so that people can understand what's playing out.
The
They
guy,
will walk away.
yes.
We're taking them to court about.
And if they could do it in the United States, where the company's base is headquartered in the United States,
Exactly.
what will they do in Guyana when they have no other asset in Guyana? What?
Exactly. Josh,
Yes,
it's Friday, Josh.
it is.
Guys, just think about what I have told you over the weekend and join me on Monday so we can continue this discussion. Monday is going to be heavy, and I have a lot to tell you about a contract that you will be shocked. To the guy who said he felt bad listening to my program, my friend, you just got to take it easy, man. You got to take it easy. And it's up to you if you want to continue listening or not. If you're not sleeping well, I think I would have turned off the radio and sleep well, because your health is more important. Thanks for listening, and may God bless all of you.
All right.
Have a good
everybody.
night.
You too. Bye-bye.
And a beautiful weekend.